All right, so Charles Krauthammer, who is always his way, is now calling out the White House over the VA scandal, saying that this is just another example of President Obama appearing to be stunned in the face of difficulty.
He acts as if, and this is the same with IRS, with the eavesdropping on the AP, with all these other scandals, with the Obamacare launch, as if he stumbled upon the presidency and discovered all this horrible stuff is happening. He's in charge of these departments. At some point, you've got to ask, where has he been, and where is the competence, the elementary competence he promised when he ran in 2008?
Meanwhile, the nation waits for President Obama to take some action where the VA is concerned. But critics are looking back at some other instances where the president also promised that he would get to the bottom of a couple of other big scandals that faced his administration.
Make no mistake, we will work with the Libyan government to bring to justice the killers who attacked our people. If you've got the IRS operating in anything less than a neutral and nonpartisan way, then that is outrageous. It is contrary to our traditions.
Well, obviously, neither of those instances have seen anyone held accountable for what happened in them thus far. Maybe that will happen in the future. But we're joined now by David Webb, host of The David Webb Show on Sirius XM Patriot, and Jammu Green, former president in the Women's Media Center. Both are Fox News contributors. Jammu, are you dissatisfied with what you've seen so far from the president on this particular scandal with the VA?
Good morning, Martha. I think it's no secret that back in 2008, I vociferously said many times that President Obama didn't have the experience as then senator, and as a surrogate for Hillary Clinton wanted her in that position. 6 years in, there is no better person, no one more experienced in which to deal with these issues. Now, I think like any CEO or any leader, we need him to get to the facts before just going off the cuff and speaking out about this, and that's what he is doing. Everyone who is involved in this, everyone who participated in this needs to be punished, needs to be prosecuted.
The problem is that it doesn't happen.
And I think it's a bipartisan approach. This shouldn't be specifically about President Obama, because we have to keep in mind that if you want something, you're going to have to pay for it. And Republicans slashed VA funding, which was unacceptable.
You know, what we've heard from the veterans organizations is that they don't think this is a money problem. We've also heard from Jay Carney that the White House has put more money into the VA, and what we're seeing is that the money is not solving the problem. What's happening is that there's a bureaucracy that is swallowing the money up, and it is not getting where it needs to go, according to what the veterans are telling us and anybody who will listen in this case. I want to take a look, though, at the larger suggestion here. And David, I want to bring you in on this, and I want to ask you, you both really, if you think that this is a fair analogy, because when you look at what the president gets fired up about, what he speaks out about very quickly, there's a couple of instances that we all remember that he did just that. The Henry Louis Gates instance, where we had the beer summit, which happened very quickly. Trayvon Martin, the president spoke out about very quickly. Donald Sterling, there was a very quick response on that as well. The president was mad, and he spoke out. He's apparently madder than hell about this as well, but we've not heard from him and not seen any action thus far. David.
And Martha, I'm asking Americans to pause and take a breath for a moment before just diving in and arguing about this. By the way, we just saw Jammu throw Obama under the bus for Hillary Clinton, so at least we know who she'll support in the coming election cycle. But there's the difference between Henry Louis Gates, Donald Sterling, and Trayvon Martin. The president is the commander-in-chief